Hello friends, welcome back to our channel Legend Voice. Today we bring you the incredible story of one of history's greatest Muslim geographers and explorers. Today's video topic is Al-Idrisi, the great Muslim geographer who drew the world. This is the journey of Al-Idrisi, the brilliant scholar who created one of the world's most detailed maps centuries before modern technology. A man whose curiosity, knowledge and vision helped humanity understand the earth like never before. The man who tried to understand the entire earth long before satellites, airplanes, and modern maps. There lived a man who dreamed of understanding the whole world, a man who listened to travelers cross distant lands, studied cultures, mountains, rivers, seas, and cities, and then created one of the most accurate world maps of the medieval age. His name was Al-Idrisi, a Muslim scholar, traveler, scientist, and geographer whose work amazed kings and historians alike. At a time when much of the world was still unknown, Al-Idrisi dared to ask, what does the earth truly look like? His journey would take him across continents, through royal courts, and into history itself. This is a complete emotional story of Al-Idrisi, the man who mapped the world. Birth into a noble family. Al-Idrisi was born around 1100 AD in the city of Ceuta, modern-day Spain, Morocco region, near the Strait of Gibraltar. His full name was Abu Abdullah Muhammad Al-Idrisi. He belonged to the noble Idrisid family which traced its lineage back to Imam Hassan, grandson of Prophet Muhammad Padibaha. Because of his respected family background, Al-Idrisi received an excellent education from an early age. But unlike many noble children interested only in politics or wealth, young Al-Idrisi was curious about the world itself. He wanted to know what lies beyond mountains, what cultures exist across oceans, how far do kingdoms stretch, where do rivers begin, what connects humanity. His curiosity became endless. Childhood of curiosity. As a child, Al-Idrisi loved listening to stories from sailors' font, merchants, travelers, explorers. Ceuta was an important port city filled with people arriving from Africa, Europe, and the Middle East. Every ship. If this journey inspires you, like the video, subscribe to Legend Voice, and comment your favorite part. Brought stories. One traveler spoke of snowy northern lands. Another described African deserts. Others spoke about India, China, strange animals, giant rivers, and powerful kingdoms. While many people heard these stories for entertainment, Al-Idrisi heard them as pieces of a giant puzzle. He became obsessed with geography, not just places, but understanding the earth itself. Education in Córdoba. As he grew older, Al-Idrisi traveled to Córdoba in Islamic Spain, Al-Andalus, one of the greatest centers of knowledge in the world. At that time, Córdoba was filled with libraries, scientists, philosophers, astronomers, maras, mathematicians. The city was a paradise for learning. There, Al-Idrisi studied geography, astronomy derivatives, mathematics, literature, medicine, cartography map making, but knowledge alone was not enough for him. He believed true geography required experience. So he decided to travel. The young traveler, Al-Idrisi began exploring different parts of the known world. He traveled through North Africa, Islamic Spain, parts of Europe, Mediterranean regions, possibly Asia Minor and beyond. Travel during the 12th century was dangerous. Roads were unsafe. Storms destroyed ships. Bandits attacked caravans. Political conflicts threatened travelers constantly. Yet Al-Idrisi kept moving. Why? Because he wanted truth. He carefully observed landscapes, trade routes, cultures, languages, rivers and mountains, climate patterns, distances between cities. Unlike many writers who copied old myths, Al-Idrisi tried to verify information personally whenever possible. This made him different. He was not merely repeating stories. He was researching the world. Arrival at the court of King Roger II. Around the 1130s, Al-Idrisi arrived in Sicily. History lovers, don't forget to like, subscribe and share your opinion below. Where destiny changes life forever. At that time, Sicily was ruled by King Roger II, a powerful Norman Christian king known for his intelligence and love of knowledge. Roger II admired scholars from many cultures, especially Muslim scientists. When Roger met Al-Idrisi, he immediately recognized his brilliance. The king gave him a historic mission: create the most accurate map of the world ever made. This was an enormous challenge. Remember, there were no satellites, no GPS, no modern technology, only human observation, travel records, astronomy, mathematics, interviews with travelers. But Al-Idrisi accepted and began one of the greatest scientific projects of the medieval world, mapping the earth. For years, Al-Idrisi worked tirelessly in Sicily. He gathered information from merchants, sailors, explorers, caravan leaders, diplomats. He compared stories carefully. If information conflicted, he investigated further. He refused to rely blindly on myths. This scientific approach made his work revolutionary. He divided the world into sections and carefully documented cities, the plus, mountains, rivers, oceans are, roads, trade routes, climate zones, kingdoms. Then came his masterpiece, the Tabula Rogeriana. In 1154, after years of work, Al-Idrisi completed his legendary map, the Tabula Rogeriana, one of the most advanced and accurate world maps of the medieval era. It was engraved on a massive silver disc for King Roger II. The map amazed the world. Unlike older maps filled with fantasy creatures and myths, Al-Idrisi's map was based on observation, geography, science, real travel accounts. He described Europe, Africa, Asia, the Mediterranean, trade routes, rivers and coastlines. For centuries, his map remained among the best geographical works in existence. Even European scholars later admired its accuracy. The scholar beyond maps. Al-Idrisi was not just a map maker. He was also a support more powerful history stories, like, subscribe and comment now. Scientist, a historian, a writer, a cultural observer. His writings described different peoples, economies with agriculture, climatism, customs there, politics. He believed geography was connected to human life. To understand the earth was also to understand humanity. This made his work deeply human, not just scientific. Tragedy and political turmoil. Although Sicily under Roger II was a center of learning, political tensions eventually increased. After Roger III's death, instability grew. Religious and political conflicts affected scholars and intellectual life. Some accounts suggest unrest damaged parts of Al-Idrisi's work and environment. The peaceful atmosphere that once supported knowledge began to fade. For Al-Idrisi, this was heartbreaking. He had dedicated his life to knowledge, unity, and understanding the world. Yet politics and conflicts threatened everything. Final years. In his later years, Al-Idrisi continued writing and studying. Though older now, his curiosity never died. He spent his life thinking about lands he had seen, oceans still unexplored, human civilization, the beauty of creation. Around 1165 or 1166, Al-Idrisi died. The exact details of his death remain uncertain. But by then, he had already achieved immortality through knowledge. Legacy, the man who drew the world. Al-Idrisi's legacy became enormous. Historians remember him as one of the greatest geographers in Islamic history, a pioneer of scientific cartography, a scholar who combined travel with research, a bridge between civilizations. His maps influenced both the Islamic world, medieval Europe. Centuries later, explorers and scholars still studied his work, a man ahead of his time. If this journey inspires you, like the video, subscribe to Legend Voice, and comment your favorite part. Al-Idrisi lived in a world divided by kingdoms, religions, and wars. But instead of focusing on conquest, he focused on understanding. While kings fought over land, he tried to map it. While armies destroyed cities, he connected cultures through knowledge. He proved something powerful. Curiosity can become a form of greatness. His life reminds us that some people change history not with swords, but with ideas, not through war, but through wisdom, ending the scholar who connected the world. From the busy ports of Ceuta to the libraries of Córdoba to the royal court of Sicily, Al-Idrisi spent his life chasing knowledge. He crossed borders, listened to humanity, studied the earth, and created a vision of the world far ahead of his time. And even centuries later, when modern satellites now show us every corner of the planet, history still remembers the man who once tried to draw the entire world by hand. Al-Idrisi, the great geographer, the traveler, the scholar, the man who mapped the earth before the modern age even began. Thanks for watching. This was the incredible story of Al-Idrisi, the great Muslim geographer who mapped the world and changed the history of knowledge forever. If you enjoyed this historical journey, don't forget to like, subscribe, and share your thoughts in the comments below. Stay connected with Legend Voice for more inspiring stories from history.